Yo, what's good, fam? Picture this. You're strolling through the ancient pizza-scented streets of Naples, snapping selfies by historic ruins, living your best Italian life. But hold up, what if I told you there's a monster hiding under your feet? That's right. Italy's most iconic cities are sitting on a network of hidden volcanoes, ready to shake things up. We're not just talking Vesuvius or Etna. These are the secret, sneaky volcanic zones you've never heard of. And millions of people are living on top of them every single day. Buckle up, because we're diving into the crazy geology that's been shaping Italy's epic landscapes and cities for centuries. This isn't just history, it's a living, breathing, fire-breathing adventure. Let's go! Imagine Naples, colorful markets, ancient Roman ruins, and the best gelato you've ever tasted. Now picture this. A geological diagram pops up, showing glowing molten magma chambers right under the city. Mind blown? What if the ground beneath these iconic streets isn't as chill as it looks? Most people think of Italy's volcanoes and go, oh yeah, Vesuvius, Etna, been there, done that. But plot twist. Italy's got a ton of hidden volcanic zones that don't get the spotlight, and they're literally under some of the most famous cities in the world. Italy's geology is wild. This place is like a volcanic theme park, with geothermal activity bubbling under the surface in places you'd never expect. From Rome to Naples to lesser-known spots, the ground is alive with heat and power. We're talking about supervolcanoes, calderas, and magma chambers that have been shaping Italy's landscape for millions of years. And here's the kicker. Humans have been building their cities right on top of these hot zones forever. Why? Because volcanic soil is like nature's fertilizer, perfect for farming, growing grapes, and making that world-famous Italian wine. But there's a catch. Living on a volcano is like playing Minecraft on hardcore mode. One wrong move, and boom! Let's dive into the science, the history, and the straight-up insanity of Italy's hidden volcanoes. Italy's sitting on a geological powder keg, and it's all because of its spot on the map. The country's basically a tectonic battleground where the African and Eurasian plates are duking it out. This clash creates a ton of volcanic activity, and not just the obvious stuff like Mount Etna erupting like it's auditioning for a Hollywood disaster movie. Italy's got a whole network of volcanic systems, some of which are sneaky, hidden, and way closer to major cities than you'd think. Take the Flegreian Fields, or Campi Flegrei if you're feeling fancy, near Naples. This isn't your classic cone-shaped volcano. It's a massive sprawling caldera, a sunken volcanic crater that's like a sleeping giant. It's 13 kilometers wide, and guess what? Naples, a city of over 3 million people, is literally built on its edge. Scientists say this bad boy has been active for 40,000 years, with its last big eruption in 1538. That eruption created a whole new hill, Monte Nuovo, in just a few days. And it's not sleeping soundly. Campi Flegrei has been showing signs of unrest, with ground swelling and small earthquakes that have locals and scientists on edge. In 2023, the area saw thousands of microquakes, and experts are like, yo, this could wake up anytime. Then there's Colli Albani, the volcanic hills just outside Rome. Yeah, Rome, the eternal city, is chilling near a volcanic complex that's been quiet for about 36,000 years but could still have some tricks up its sleeve. The Alban Hills are dotted with ancient craters now filled with lakes like Lake Albano, where people go boating without a clue about the fiery history beneath them. Scientists say there's still magma down there, and while it's not about to blow tomorrow, it's a reminder that Rome's got more than just gladiators in its past. And don't sleep on Ischia, a gorgeous island near Naples. It's a volcanic hotspot with hot springs and fumaroles, those steamy gas vents that tourists love. But it's also had eruptions as recent as 1302, and the ground's still moving with earthquakes and uplift keeping geologists on their toes. Italy's got dozens of these hidden volcanic zones, and they're all tied to the same tectonic chaos that makes this country so unique. Okay, so why would anyone in their right mind build a city on a volcano? It's not like ancient Italians were like, yo, let's live on a ticking time bomb. The answer is simple. Volcanic areas are straight-up jackpot for human settlements. Volcanic soil is super fertile, packed with nutrients like potassium and phosphorus that make crops grow like crazy. Ancient farmers were growing olives, grapes, and grains in these areas, and that's why places like Naples and Rome popped up where they did. Plus, geothermal activity means hot springs and natural heat, which the Romans used for their famous baths. Who doesn't love a good spa day, right? But there's more. Volcanoes shaped Italy's culture and history in epic ways. The Romans believed volcanoes were tied to the gods, like Vulcan, the god of fire and metalworking. They built temples and made offerings to keep the fiery gods happy. Fast forward to today, and that connection's still there. Naples' patron saint, San Gennaro, is believed to protect the city from Vesuvius and other volcanic threats. Every year, Neapolitans hold a massive festival to pray for his protection. Mixing ancient superstitions with modern life, it's like a giant party with a side of please don't erupt. Let's get nerdy for a sec, because the science behind this is insane. Italy's hidden volcanoes are monitored 24/7 by some of the smartest geologists on the planet. The Vesuvius Observatory near Naples is like the NASA of volcanoes, using seismometers, GPS, and gas sensors to keep tabs on what's happening underground. They're watching for stuff like ground deformation, when the Earth swells like a balloon, changes in gas emissions, like sulfur dioxide, which screams magma's on the move, and tiny earthquakes that could mean trouble. For example, in the Flegrei fields, scientists have noticed the ground rising by a few centimeters a year, a sign that magma or gas is pushing up from below. In 1982 to 1984, the area saw a bradyseism event. Basically, the ground lifted by nearly 2 meters, causing thousands of earthquakes and forcing 40,000 people to evacuate. That's right, 40,000 people had to bounce because the Earth was acting up. And in 2023, the area saw over 1,000 quakes in a single month, the most intense activity in decades. Scientists are like, we're not saying it's going to erupt tomorrow, but we're keeping our eyes peeled. Colli Albani's another beast. Geologists have found evidence of ancient eruptions that buried the area in ash and lava, and they're using cutting-edge tech like satellite imagery to track subtle changes in the landscape. Even Etna, which everyone knows as Italy's most active volcano, has hidden secrets. Its eruptions can trigger activity in nearby volcanic zones, like a geological domino effect. So, what's it like living on a hidden volcano? For most Italians, it's just life. In Naples, people are sipping espresso and dodging scooters while the Flegreian fields rumble quietly below. The area's so used to small quakes that locals barely blink. But don't get it twisted, there's a real risk. If Campi, Flegrei, or another hidden volcano decides to wake up, it could be catastrophic. A major eruption could spew ash for miles, disrupt air travel, and force millions to evacuate. Vesuvius alone has 3 million people living in its red zone, the area most at risk if it blows. The Italian government's got plans for this, though. They've got evacuation routes, emergency drills, and scientists working overtime to predict the next big event. But predicting eruptions is like trying to guess Mr. Beast's next challenge. Tough. Volcanoes don't follow scripts, and even with all the tech, there's always a chance they'll surprise us. Italy's hidden volcanoes aren't just a cool science fact. They're a reminder of how humans and nature are locked in this epic dance. These cities, with their ancient ruins, vibrant culture, and unreal food, exist because of the volcanoes, not in spite of them. The same geology that makes Italy so beautiful and fertile also makes it dangerous. It's like living in a real-life adventure movie, where the stakes are high and the scenery's unbeatable. So next time you're munching on pizza in Naples or tossing a coin in Rome's Trevi Fountain, just remember, you're standing on a landscape shaped by fire. Italy's hidden volcanoes are a testament to the power of the earth and the guts of the people who call it home. Stay curious, fam, and keep exploring the wild, fiery world beneath our feet.